It is my honor to share with you tonight my own story. I am living proof of the long-term impact of the Cana experience. My wife Jill and I have been married for nearly 23 years. We started having children in 1998 and had a girl and boy within 20 months. I was perfectly content with our 2 children, but felt the pressure of the voice of society, saying the man must support his family. And this, of course, includes having 2 brand new cars, a new home, and apparently there's this unwritten rule that you have to take your family to Disney World every 5 years. I don't know if you read that in the small print. But I used to be a public school teacher, really enjoyed it. Some of my curriculum, though, during student teaching, actually included the 6 billion agenda. If you remember what that was, it heavily suggested that we stop having children and overpopulating the world. Now get this, the humorous part of that, looking back, is this agenda was taught in St. Francis, Minnesota. If you know where St. Francis is, there's hardly any people there. It's in a pretty tough sell in the countryside. Anyway, honestly though, I'm here to tell you about my story. I was content soon afterwards for my own selfish reasons, no curriculum or anything, just my own selfish reasons, to get a vasectomy for myself. And that, I even had some encouragement from those around me. And honestly, I told the urologist when they even asked me, "Are you sure about this?" And I looked him in the eye. At that time, pretty young guy, and I said to him, "There's no way I can be responsible for any more children in this world." And I believed it. I didn't know about these graces that come with it. I really believed it at the time. So the doctor proceeded. The insurance company was more than happy to pay for the entire procedure. And that was done. Well, not really done. My wife was not really done. Okay. Now, being a cradle Catholic, I figured, yeah, it was wrong, but how could I really support a larger family? Hey, everyone was doing it too. And the more I hear about it in the public sector, everyone, as an estimate, is not really that far off. Anyway, like I said, my wife was not really done, and she happened upon a Cana group, and soon afterward, wanted more children. No, want is not an adequate word. Craved, passionately sought after, demanded, or close to what was going on inside of her. My wife was unhappy and regretted the sterilization. Our marriage was very strained during these years. We began discussing the idea of a reversal. Now, the reversal, the cost to obtain one, was over $10,000 out of pocket, money we did not have. So when she told me about a Catholic organization that would do it for free, I thought, hey, free? I like that idea. We loaded up our 5- and 6-year-old, headed to Milwaukee, and I went ahead with it, not really knowing what a reversal entails, but I love my wife. And like most men, we want to give our wife everything. And it was a lot more painful than the quick 10-minute vasectomy had been, but I love my wife. And on top of that, there's no guarantee, that there is even any possibility that it would work. In fact, there's only a 10% chance of even conceiving again. But as you can see, I guess there's supposed to be a screen up now with 15 kids. Only 6 of them are mine. I did have 4 more children, and as you can imagine, society thought we're pretty crazy, right? And without the graces, I would think I am too. Soon after the reversal, my wife asked me if I would lead a Cana men's group at our school, and I love my wife, so I thought, hey, why not? The group was great, The men were all thirsty for the truth, and those men that I got to know are still very close friends today. Nearly all of them went on to have several more kids, and are amazing supporters of the Cana program in one way or another. Cana programs work. Because of the formation and support my wife and I received through Cana experience, I began to appreciate more deeply the importance of Catholic education, and I decided to make a career move. I left my very comfortable public school position, along with tenure, along with a nice growing pension, and began teaching at the same Catholic school where I led my Cana men's group. Once again, society, yeah, fill in the details right there. Crazy, right? I also developed a better view of what being a Catholic is and what fatherhood entails, as well as being a husband. Now, Jill continued on to finish the Mothers of Young Children program and has been active with Cana Family Institute for about 15 years. I think she said 16, I'm not sure, but anyway, various roles, and there's just too many ways to list how our family has changed over the years and with influence, with Cana experience. One particular influence in regards to our oldest son, Ryan, he was in second grade, and he laid prostrate in front of the Eucharist during our family adoration and returned to tell my wife that Jesus wants me to become a priest. Well, at that time, my wife and I were a little confused. We're not very open to him being a priest, but over the years and being exposed to Cana programs and the influence of other families we met, we both grew in our faith and trust, and if that is what God is calling him to, we're fully supportive. Well, the desire to live a holy life has not left my oldest son, Ryan, and he is now in his freshman year at St. John Vianney Seminary at the University of St. Thomas. Cana programs work. Cana programs help parents and their children be open to God's call. So tonight, I want to thank you for your support for Cana Family Institute. Now, your financial support and mine goes toward building Cana Family's ability to bring what they do to even more parishes and Catholic schools to reach young families in our archdiocese. I'd like to close with a quote. I'd like to quote Sister Lucia of Fatima, especially since we just came off the 100th year anniversary last September. Now, Sister Lucia prophesies, the final battles between our Lord and the enemy will be about marriage and family. As Catholics, we know all too well that we are in the midst of that battle today like never before. There's unprecedented confusion in our culture about the human person, marriage, and even gender. This next generation must be sought out and sought after with the truth, the beauty, and the goodness of God's plan for marriage and family, for husbands, wives, and children. Our investment in the deep, life-changing experience provided through Cana Family Institute for young parents is more important than ever, and I invite you to support this great mission and join the Cana family. Thank you.